In the heart of the Middle East, at a crossroads of ancient empires and civilizations, lies a land etched with the stories of millennia. It is a country of sprawling deserts that hold the memory of Silk Road caravans, of fertile river valleys that cradled the dawn of agriculture, and of mountains that have watched over cities among the oldest continuously inhabited on Earth. This is a land of profound, layered history and a quiet, enduring spirit. This is Syria. From above, it reveals a landscape of dramatic contrasts. The deep green of the coastal plains along the Mediterranean, nourished by the sea's humid breath. The golden expanse of the Euphrates River basin, a life-giving artery cutting through the arid steppe, and the rugged highlands that rise toward the borders of its neighbors, their peaks sometimes dusted with winter snow. The quality of light here is ancient and clear, a brilliant sun that bakes the earth and casts sharp shadows across the colonnades of Palmyra and the hidden courtyards of Damascus. This is a geography that has shaped empires. The land itself is a living museum, where the layers of Aramaic, Roman, Byzantine, and Islamic history are not buried deep, but are woven into the fabric of the present. But to look closer beyond the headlines and the deep scars of recent history is to discover a society holding fast to its identity. People who have not merely survived, but have persisted, weaving their existence into the very fabric of this demanding and beautiful environment. This is a story not of conflict, but of continuity, a story of a deep and abiding connection to the land that sustains, to the traditions that provide meaning, and most importantly, to the families and communities who call this place home. This is the story of daily life in Syria. Life here is shaped by a rhythm that is both ancient and immediate. It is a pace dictated not by the frantic urgency of the modern world, but by the sun, the seasons, and the deeply ingrained customs of family and faith. The morning in a city like Damascus or Aleppo begins with a gentle stirring. In the labyrinthine lanes of the old quarters, designed for shade and intimacy, the day starts not with the roar of traffic, but with the quiet, familiar sounds of a neighborhood waking. The metallic clang of a shopkeeper's shutter rolling up, a sound that echoes through the stone alleys, the fragrant scent of cardamom-laced coffee being prepared in small, long-handled pots, the murmur of morning greetings, Sabah al-Khair, exchanged between neighbors across intricately carved wooden balconies. The Syrian people, numbering over 23 million, are bound by an atmosphere of pervasive community. In this society, anonymity is an unfamiliar and often undesirable concept. Family names carry weight, history, and reputation, and social connections are a form of currency more valuable than money. Even in the largest cities, life retains a village heartbeat. The neighborhood, or hara, is the fundamental unit of social life. It is a self-contained world, often centered around a local mosque or church, a public bath or hammam, and a small bakery. Here, everyone knows everyone, where the local grocer knows your family's preferences and will extend credit without a second thought, and where the children of several households play together in the shared courtyard, the Ardiyah, under the watchful eyes of a dozen unofficial aunts and uncles. Life moves at a human pace, unhurried, relational, and mindful. This profound acceptance of a collective existence is woven into the national character, a unique blend of immense hospitality, steadfast resilience, and a deep-seated, humble respect for tradition and elders. Daily life in Syria is anchored in the bedrock of community, and its most vibrant expression is the market. In the cities and towns, the day's energy gravitates towards the local souk. This is more than just a place of commerce. It is the vibrant, beating heart of the city, its central nervous system. The day often begins with a trip to the baker for fresh, flat khubz, the essential, slightly chewy bread served at every meal, often bought still warm from the oven. For many, the first act of the morning is to plan the day's cooking, which means a visit to the vegetable seller for seasonal produce, the butcher for fresh lamb, and the spice merchant for fragrant cumin, coriander, and sumac. The souk is a complete sensory experience. The fragrant mountain of spices, the bright colors of fresh produce, the intricate patterns of hand-woven textiles, and the constant, lively hum of negotiation and conversation. It is a place of social ritual, where friendships are maintained and news is exchanged. The family unit is the absolute cornerstone of Syrian society. Homes are sanctuaries of warmth and gathering, private havens from the bustling world outside, often designed with an inward-facing courtyard to create a tranquil, personal space. They are places of welcome, defined by the core Arab value of hospitality, which is considered a sacred duty. It is a cultural imperative to treat a guest with the utmost honor and generosity. The offer of a cup of sweet tea or strong, bitter coffee is not a casual gesture. It is a symbol of welcome, a sign that you are being brought into the family circle, and to refuse it can be seen as a slight. It is common for multiple generations to live under one roof or in the same apartment building, creating a powerful and resilient support network that forms the backbone of the community. Children grow up surrounded by a web of aunts, uncles, cousins, and grandparents, fostering a profound sense of security and belonging. The concept of ahlan wa sahlan, welcome, is central to the culture. It is an expression of a genuine warmth that defines the Syrian spirit. This inherent closeness fosters a powerful sense of collective responsibility. When a task is too large for one family, the community instinctively comes together. This could be preparing for a wedding, a massive undertaking involving the entire neighborhood in cooking, decorating, and celebrating. It could be supporting a family during a time of loss, where neighbors will provide food for the grieving household for 3 days, so they do not have to worry about cooking. There is an unspoken, deeply ingrained understanding that everyone plays a part, that the well-being of the individual is inseparable from the well-being of the whole. This interdependence is not a choice. It is a fundamental law of social harmony that has become the bedrock of their social contract. Tradition in Syria is not a relic of the past, preserved under glass. It is a living, breathing, and integral part of the present. The Arabic language, in its rich, musical Syrian dialect, is the heart and soul of their identity. It is a language of poetry and deep courtesy, shaping social interactions with its formal expressions of respect and elaborate blessings. For centuries, Syria was a center of the powerful oral tradition of storytelling. In the tea houses and cafes of Damascus and Aleppo, the Hakawati, or storyteller, was a revered figure. He would sit on a raised platform, reciting from memory the epic tales of heroes like Antar and Abla, or the adventures of Sultan Baybars, captivating his audience for hours with dramatic gestures and a booming voice. While this specific tradition has faded, the love for stories, proverbs, and long meandering conversations remains a central part of social life. Syria is a mosaic of faiths and ethnicities, a reality for millennia. While the majority are Sunni Muslims, there are significant communities of Alawites, Druze, and Christians of various ancient denominations, including one of the world's oldest. In the old quarters of cities like Damascus, it is not uncommon to hear the Muslim call to prayer from the Umayyad Mosque mingle with the sound of church bells from the nearby Christian quarter of Bab Tuma, a centuries-old testament to a long, if sometimes complicated, history of coexistence. In the mountain village of Malula, inhabitants still speak Aramaic, the language of Christ. This deep-rooted diversity is a source of quiet pride, a part of the nation's complex identity. There is an immense pride in this cultural heritage. Traditional crafts are still practiced with great skill, passed down from master to apprentice. In the workshops of the souks, you can find artisans creating intricate wood mosaics, hand-blown glass in deep shades of blue and green, and the rich, patterned brocade fabric known as damask, for which the city was once world famous. These are not just souvenirs, they are the products of skills passed down through generations. This tangible connection to the past is etched into the landscape itself. The magnificent ruins of the Greco-Roman city of Palmyra in the desert, the formidable Crusader castle of Crac des Chevaliers, and the ancient city centers of Damascus and Aleppo are not just historical sites. They are powerful symbols of a long and storied history, reminders of the endurance and continuity of the Syrian people. They are places where the past is not something you read about, but something you can see, touch, and feel in the very stones under your feet. The economy of Syria has been profoundly shaped by years of conflict and hardship, yet the spirit of work and enterprise endures. For centuries, the country was a hub of trade and commerce, a key stop on the Silk Road, and today, small businesses and local trade remain the backbone of the economy. The souks and local markets are where this is most visible. Shopkeepers, artisans, and merchants conduct their business based on long-standing relationships and trust, where a handshake is often as binding as a written contract. In the cities, life is a mixture of the traditional and the modern. Alongside the ancient workshops, there are modern offices, banks, and service industries. However, years of conflict, economic sanctions, and a severe currency devaluation have created immense hardship. Many people work multiple jobs to make ends meet, and the daily struggle for economic stability is a constant, exhausting reality. Rebuilding efforts are visible in cities like Homs and Aleppo, where life is slowly and painstakingly returning to damaged neighborhoods. The work is slow and arduous, often undertaken by local communities themselves, a testament to their determination to restore a sense of normalcy and dignity. Agriculture remains a vital part of the economy and a cornerstone of the traditional way of life. In the fertile plains of the Hauran and the river valleys, farmers cultivate wheat, cotton, and vegetables. The olive groves that cover the hillsides, especially in the countryside around Idlib and the coastal mountains, are a symbol of Syrian agriculture. The olive harvest is a communal, family affair, a tradition that connects people to the land their ancestors have farmed for centuries. The country is also famous for its fruits. The apricots of Damascus are legendary, as are the pistachios of Aleppo. The olive tree itself, resilient, long-lived, and able to thrive in difficult soil, is a powerful metaphor for the Syrian people. Syrian food is a direct and honest reflection of its land and history. generous, flavorful, and deeply connected to the home. The cuisine is one of the most celebrated in the Middle East, built around fresh, seasonal ingredients and a rich palette of spices. The undisputed staple of every meal is khubz, the flatbread that is used as a utensil to scoop up dips and stews, a constant and comforting presence. The culture of meze, a collection of small dishes served at the beginning of a meal, is central to Syrian dining. A typical meze spread is a feast for the eyes and the palate. Creamy hummus, smoky baba ganoush made from eggplant, fresh tabbouleh salad, stuffed vine leaves, savory pastries called fatayeh, the spicy red pepper and walnut dip mahamara, and aged cheese balls called shanklish. It is a social way of eating, designed for sharing and long conversations. Main courses often feature grilled meats, like lamb kebabs, or hearty stews cooked with seasonal vegetables. Kibbeh, a mixture of bulgur wheat and minced lamb, is considered a national dish, prepared in dozens of variations, fried, baked, or even raw, each a work of culinary art. Regional specialties abound, with Aleppo in particular being renowned for its sophisticated and complex cuisine. Olive oil, pressed from the local groves, is the liquid gold of the Syrian kitchen, used generously in cooking and for dressing salads. The tea culture is also central to social life. Small glasses of hot, sweet black tea, often flavored with mint, are served throughout the day. It is the drink of hospitality, business, and relaxation. And no celebration is complete without sweets. Shops display glistening trays of baklava, delicate cheese-filled pastries like halawet el-jibn, and the famous nafe, a sweet cheese pastry soaked in syrup. While restaurants in the cities offer a taste of this rich cuisine, the heart of Syrian food culture remains firmly in the home. A shared meal with family, featuring dishes prepared from recipes passed down through generations, remains the truest and most authentic taste of the country. To truly understand Syria is to understand its diverse nature. The landscape is not a passive backdrop. It is an active, powerful presence that has shaped the country's history and culture. The long Mediterranean coastline, with its port cities of Latakia and Tartus, offers a different side of Syria, a world of citrus groves, green hills, and a more relaxed coastal way of life. Inland, the landscape transforms dramatically. The vast Syrian desert, or Badia, stretches across the east, a seemingly empty space that is rich in history and home to Bedouin communities who have mastered life in its harsh environment. The Euphrates River cuts a fertile green ribbon through this arid land, a source of life and agriculture for millennia. The mountains, from the Anti-Lebanon Range near Damascus, home to popular summer resorts like Bludan and Zabadani, to the highlands of the coast, offer a refuge from the summer heat. In the spring, these areas are covered in wildflowers, and they are popular spots for family picnics, a cherished national pastime where families will pack elaborate meals and spend the entire day outdoors. This environment has always been a source of sustenance and inspiration. The olive groves, the wheat fields, and the apricot orchards are not just agricultural resources. They are part of the national identity. Life in the rural areas is lived in deep connection to the land, governed by the ancient rhythms of planting and harvesting. It is a life of hard work and simple pleasures, a world away from the complexity of the cities, but one that remains the foundation of the country's character. Many city dwellers maintain a strong connection to their ancestral village, returning for holidays, weddings, and funerals, reinforcing the bond between the urban and rural worlds. For all its ancient character, Syria is a society navigating the complexities of modern life. In the cities, a sophisticated infrastructure of roads and public services has been severely damaged by years of conflict. But life adapts and continues with remarkable ingenuity. The streets are a mix of old and new, with modern cars sharing the road with older models that have been meticulously maintained and repaired countless times. The most common form of public transport is the service, a shared minibus that follows a fixed route. They are an essential and affordable way for people to get around, and a microcosm of Syrian society, with people from all walks of life sharing a small space, passing fares up to the driver in a chain of hands. Rebuilding infrastructure is a monumental task. In many areas, electricity and water supplies are intermittent, a constant challenge in daily life. People have become resourceful, using generators during the long hours of power cuts and relying on water tanks to cope with the shortages. This reality exists alongside the widespread use of modern technology. Mobile phones and the internet are ubiquitous, connecting Syrians to each other and to the wider world. Social media is a vital tool for communication, for sharing news, and for maintaining the crucial connections with the vast diaspora of Syrians living abroad. This seamless blend of modern connectivity and profound daily challenges is one of the defining paradoxes of Syrian life. It is entirely possible to be scrolling through a global newsfeed on a smartphone while sitting in a room lit by a single battery-powered LED light. It is a testament to the people's ability to adapt, to innovate, and to maintain a sense of normalcy in the face of immense difficulty. For the young people of Syria, growing up here offers a unique and complex blend of deep-rooted tradition and profound uncertainty. Education has long been a high priority in Syrian society, with a strong public school system and respected universities. However, the conflict has taken a heavy toll on the education sector, with many schools damaged or destroyed. Despite the challenges, the pursuit of education continues with a fierce determination. In many areas, schools operate in shifts to accommodate the number of students, and communities have worked to repair and reopen their local schools. For those who finish high school, university offers a path to a better future. Campuses in cities like Damascus are hubs of youthful energy, places where the next generation of doctors, engineers, and artists are being trained, and where the future of the country is debated with passion in campus cafes. This generation faces a difficult reality. They have grown up in the shadow of conflict, a lost decade that has shaped their entire worldview. Their futures are clouded by economic hardship and limited opportunities. Many dream of a stable and prosperous country, but they are also pragmatic about the challenges they face. The pull of home, family, and culture is incredibly strong, but it is balanced against the desire for a secure future, which for some means contemplating the painful choice of leaving. The great challenge for Syria is to create enough diverse and challenging opportunities to keep its young, highly educated population at home. It is a delicate and ongoing balancing act, preserving the unique culture and cherished society while fostering the hope and economic growth necessary to build a sustainable future. The rhythm of day and night in Syria is a study in stark and beautiful contrasts. The daytime is for work, for commerce, and for navigating the demands of daily life. The energy is focused and external. The souks are a hive of activity. The streets are filled with the sounds of traffic and commerce, and people are focused on the practical tasks of making a living and running a household. In the heat of the summer, there is often a midday lull, a quiet pause before activity resumes in the cooler late afternoon. As evening falls, a profound and palpable shift occurs. Life turns inward, toward the sanctuary of the home and the comfort of the community. As the shops close and the streets grow quiet, the lights come on in the houses, signaling a collective retreat into the private world of the family. This is a time for gathering, for sharing the main evening meal, for conversation, and for rest. The television is often on, broadcasting news or a popular drama series, but the real focus is on each other, on recounting the day's events and reinforcing family bonds. In the evenings, the social life of the neighborhood continues in a quieter way. Men might gather at a local cafe to drink tea, play backgammon or cards, and discuss politics and business. Families might visit each other, an informal and constant flow of social connection that requires no prior arrangement. The quiet nights are a time for reinforcing the bonds that hold the society together. It is in this shared nightly calm that the strength of the community is restored and recharged, ready for the new day. Life in this ancient and beautiful land is not without its immense and persistent challenges. The scars of the conflict are visible not just on the buildings, but in the lives of the people. The recovery is a slow and painful process, hampered by a shattered economy. The cost of living is incredibly high, and shortages of basic necessities like fuel, electricity, and even bread are a part of the daily struggle for millions, requiring hours of waiting in queues. The landscape, for all its beauty, holds the memory of immense loss. Millions have been displaced from their homes, many living in camps or temporary shelters within the country, while millions more have sought refuge abroad. This has torn the fabric of families and communities, creating a profound sense of collective trauma and a diaspora that longs for home. There is also the constant complex challenge of navigating a world where opportunities are limited. For young people, finding a job that matches their education can be nearly impossible. For business owners, rebuilding is a constant struggle against economic instability and a lack of resources. These are the vital daily questions that the Syrian people grapple with, thoughtfully and collectively, with a resilience that is both heartbreaking and inspiring. So why do people choose to stay? Why, in a world of seemingly limitless options for those who can leave, do they remain rooted in this small, challenged place? The answers are as varied as the individuals themselves, but they often circle back to the same core, fundamental themes. They stay for the profound, unshakable sense of community, for the feeling of belonging to a place where people genuinely know and care for one another. They stay for the powerful, unbreakable bonds of family, for the duty and love that connects them to their parents, their children, and their ancestral homes. To leave would be to sever these vital roots. They stay for the peace that can be found in the familiar, for the pervasive quiet of a shared history that allows for a deeper more meaningful connection to oneself and to one's identity. In a world that often feels chaotic and disconnected, Syria, for its people, is home. And above all, they stay for the unbreakable connection to the land itself, to a landscape that is not just a backdrop for their lives, but an integral part of who they are. It is a connection that is forged in the taste of the food, in the sound of the language, and in the shared, collective experience of living in a place of deep, complex, and enduring history. It is the feeling of having roots that run as deep as the foundations of Damascus itself, a sense of dignity or karama that comes from remaining in one's homeland. Syria exists in a delicate, beautiful, and constantly negotiated balance between a glorious past and a difficult present, between the weight of tradition and the hope for a stable future, between cherished community and profound hardship. It is a place shaped by the sun, the earth, and a quiet, unyielding, and deeply admirable strength. Here, life is not measured in grand events or dramatic upheaval, but in the steady, dependable rhythm of the everyday, in the warmth of a shared meal, in the comfort of a familiar greeting, and in the simple, profound act of carrying on. It is a living testament to the idea that in a world that is constantly changing, there is still a place and a deep human need for a life rooted in history, family, and home.